Hello, ladies and gentlemen. For you guys that don't know who I am, my name is Shook. I make NBA DFS content, and always these videos they go on to a subreddit. I'll have it linked down below where I make updates with all the news that comes out throughout the day, all that good stuff over there. If you ever need to get a hold of me privately, you can get a hold of me on Twitter. I'll have that down below. And if you're looking for sportsbook content, sorry, more content, I'll have my Discord link down below where I have like sportsbook plays, player pools, scores, all that good stuff. I will have that linked down below. Um, I can show you like a preview of like all the stuff. I don't really do this, but like I post a lot of sportsbook stuff. I know a lot of you guys like sports books and stuff like that. So yeah, I posted CJ McCollum overs. Those cashed in the first half. That was great. Yeah, let's get into my lineup from yesterday. Actually, played two lineups. This was the lineup that cashed, so I won a little like 2x day. Um, yeah, the big stands that I had yesterday personally was playing Jamal Murray over Giga Chalk Ryan Rollins, and playing. I was shocked that Karl Anthony Towns was only 18% owned in this contest. Just like absolutely shocked by that. Him, Denny were my two favorite spend ups. Denny got screwed by the blowout, and then Queen just like benched. Why are we benching your best rookie? I don't understand that. Io was huge for me at 6%. And yeah, that's all it is. Like, I'm gonna keep preaching it. Play chalk that you think is good, like Jalen Smith, like Denny, like Queen. Make a couple pivots, and you'll probably do pretty well, right? So that's the main thing I do in single entry. Alrighty, we have a massive slate for tomorrow, and I believe we have what am I? What 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 games for tomorrow. I believe only 8 of them are on the slate. Are they cup games tomorrow? Yeah, wait. Yeah, they're cup games as well, so something to keep a note. Um, Maybe like look at the standings and all that good jazz. But let's get into it. Yeah, OG Anunoby and Landry Shamet are going to remain out for the New York Knicks, so we can take a look at the rotation. We got the Miles McBride start. I believe people around the industry were projecting Jordan Clarkson to start. I kind of disagreed with that, but it was Miles McBride. Maybe because Miles McBride was dealing with an illness, but believe looked like he was full go. Played 30 minutes in the starting lineup. You have a good spot going up against Charlotte here. Charlotte's getting healthier, so maybe this should be a good game for fantasy. So with that being said, once again, I've been pretty correct in picking between Karl Anthony Towns and Jalen Brunson. Like, I really did not like Jalen Brunson in that last game going up against the Brooklyn Nets. As far as this matchup, once again here, I think I prefer. I think I prefer Cat. I think both are really solid plays. I think I prefer getting up to Cat though if I am playing one. I think point per dollar Brunson might be a little bit easier to get to, but always like the opportunity cost at guard is a little bit tough. So I think I prefer Cat in this one. I think it's a pretty good play. I like Mikal Bridges' last game. He had an okay game. This spot at 7.4K, I think it's just fine. I think there's like other plays I'd rather get to in a similar price point range. We do have Mitchell Robinson coming back, so that's going to hurt Josh Hart's minutes a little bit. Grayson Allen rolled out for Wednesday. Cool. That's going to hurt Josh Hart's minutes a little bit, and he's a 7K price point now. I thought he was a really good play last late. I would say he's more so appropriately priced this late with Mitchell Robinson back. And then, yeah, we did get the Miles McBride start, assuming he does start again, which I would expect him to. He's fine for value if no more value opens up. Not going to be like anything close to a smash value, but he's perfectly fine. And then Mitchell Robinson, he'll play like 15 to 20 minutes, fine in like large field tournaments for me. I'm not going to get there in like a single entry setting though. All right, let's take a look at Charlotte. Actually, we can't use Charlotte. They're getting healthier. We have LaMelo back. Pretty much everyone but Brandon Miller. They sat because it was back-to-back, I believe, last game or 2 games ago, 11-22. Yeah, on the 23rd. So they're getting healthier here. So like the grouping of like Colin Sexton, Trey Mann, Zion James, completely out of play for me. LaMelo Ball at 8.9K, I would expect him to remain on a limit here, so he is out of play for me. Miles Bridges is priced correctly with everybody in and out, and the price points adjusting, so he is more so priced right. Con Canuple's out of play for me at 6.9K. Brandon Miller at 6.8K, I would suspect he's still going to be on a limit, so I have a tough time getting to anyone here outside of the bigs. I think Kalkbrenner at 4.2K and Musa are in play for values. Like, I'd rather play Musa over, like, Mitchell Robinson, right? I don't mind Musa. I think he's fine. All right, we got the upgrade on Giannis Antetokounmpo, so it looks like he could be back tomorrow, which is good to see. We'll go over it both ways, though. Obviously, Kevin Porter Jr. is going to remain out here. This is, as always, I always like to target Miami. They are playing insanely fast. Literally, every game they play in is extremely, extremely high scoring. So, once again here, if Giannis is out, I wished Ryan Rollins was a little bit cheaper. Like 8.4K, probably at some ownership tomorrow. If Giannis is out, is probably a tough pill for me to swallow at ownership. If he's low owned, I'm more so okay with it. He's earned that price point. Like the spot for Miles Turner at 6.6, but he has been incredibly, incredibly up and down. But I like the spot, so I think Miles Turner might be my favorite play here in tournaments. Bobby Portis at 6.3K. The minutes also been up and down. The overlap between him, Kuzma, Miles Turner has also been amazing, but you always have to have interest in tournaments with no Giannis. Depending on ownership for me personally, if he's chalk, I'll just stay away. Kuz is in play, always for tournaments. I don't know if I'm going to get to like the likes like A.J. Green, Gary Trent. I think we'll just have better value. Cole's always playable if Giannis does sit, just because he's a really good point per minute guy. Should play like 18-ish minutes. I don't mind that. And then if Giannis is in and no limit, I don't see how you fade Giannis Antetokounmpo tomorrow. I really don't. I think, assuming he is full go, which I would expect him to be in this spot, I think he looks absolutely phenomenal. And I think he's my favorite spend up on the slate, and I don't even think it's relatively close. All right, let's move on to the Miami side. So we got Tyler Herro back. Exciting things for Miami. Norm Powell is probable. Andrew Wiggins is questionable, I believe. And Jamie is questionable as well. All right, so DraftKings is still trying to end Corey Kispert injured. That's amazing. Fantastic. All right, so Miami, yeah. They're still priced up from when, like, Tyler Herro, Bam Adebayo were out. So I think, like, if everybody's in here, Tyler Herro, I believe he got up to 29 minutes in his first game back. At 29 minutes, if we're going to get a bump and he's, like, off his limit in this spot, I love the spot. He would be too cheap. Bam's fine. Everyone else is just priced up from when everyone was out. So it's tough for me to prioritize anyone here. Maybe shot like Davion at 5.1K is fine. All right, Indiana. So for Indiana, normal stuff here. Nembhard going to play big minutes. Ben Shepherd, low 20s. Pascal Siakam, big minutes. Isaiah Jackson, anywhere from 20 to 28, depending on if he gets into foul trouble or not. And then Benedict Mathurin should play massive minutes as well. And J-Huff has been really good for this team of late. This is not the best matchup. Like I said, Toronto, they like to take away the number one option, so maybe they take away Siakam here. Maybe. We'll see. He's still priced correctly with Life playing alongside Benedict Mathurin, though. I think, once again, I like Mathurin and I like Nembhard at their current price points. Nobody wants to play them in tournaments. Usage monsters. Nembhard, really high floor. So I'm into them. Drace will play off the bench. Isaiah Jackson, if you think he stays out of foul trouble, playable in large field tournaments. I like zero ownership, but we'll see. I don't think I'm going to go there tomorrow. All right, you know what time it is. It's Jakob Poeltl time in the best matchup possible you can absolutely get for him. We do have CMB and Sandro back, but I still think he's going to play around 30 minutes. I think Jakob Poeltl looks fantastic. I absolutely love him at 5.6K. No RJ Barrett here. I really like Scotty Barnes. I think Emmanuel Quickly is a great play. Brandon Ingram's playable. Sandro, if you want to get into him, I think is a solid value. I like a lot here. Let me see. How much did Grady play? Only 11 minutes. Shed got 24 minutes. He got the biggest bump. I actually do like him for large field tournaments as well if no more value opens up. But I like this Toronto team quite a bit. All right, Minnesota, not a spot I like to attack here. So I will mainly be off the Timberwolves tomorrow. I don't like anyone. If you want to play Ant, go for it. He's always in play in GPPs. If you want to play Randall, go for it. Always in play for GPPs. Rudy Gobert is fine. I don't mind this. I think he's probably my favorite play at 6.3K, but I'm not prioritizing anyone. I will just be fading, most likely. All right, biggest news of the day. SGA is questionable. Aaron Wiggins is out. J-Dub is also out. We know what to do. We know what to do if SGA sits. If for some reason SGA sits, we can just pull up the rotation, see like subs and stuff like that. So, if you can just look there. So, if SGA for some reason sits here, AJ Mitchell, fire up all the AJ Mitchell you can fire up. Casey Wallace would be great. Lou Dort would be great. You can get into Joe, Caruso. Chet Holmgren going to take on a lot more usage. He'd be really good. Hartenstein doesn't change too much, but he'd be playable. You would have to play these OKC guys. This grouping right here would all look great. And AJ Mitchell. So if for some reason he sits tomorrow, you know what? I think he's going to play. I feel like SGA just always plays. Then if SGA's in, good spend up. I think Chet's okay. I don't really love too much else. Want to get the like Dort case in for value? I think it's fine. All right, more big news here. Zach is questionable at 6.2K. If he's out, Jock Landale would be playable. Anything else here? This is a really good spot for Jaren. I'm gonna keep saying it. He's been. When will he just be the Jaren from 2024? When, like, do you guys remember when Ja were out or Bane went out, and Jaren had the team to himself, and we were just jamming him every single slate? And this year he is just not the same. His minutes have been terrible as well. Like, we would get mid-30s at some points last year, 2 years ago. This year we're getting like 30 to 32. I love the spot. No one's going to play him. No John Morant. We know the usage is absolutely bonkers at times with no John Morant, no Bane. You guys are going to hate me. I might martingale Jaren Jackson Jr. tomorrow. I really like him. Aldama with Jaren back is more so priced right. And then, like, Coward's still on the limit at 5.9K, but this is a really good spot for him. Jalen Wells at 4.5 is another good spot for him. But I think the main interest here is Jaren for sure. Coward, I wish he wasn't on a limit. They're just limiting him to like 25 to 26 minutes. If I knew he got 30 in this spot, I would really like him. All right, on to the Pelicans. They are also getting more healthier. But what are we doing? Why are we benching Derek Queen in the second half? What are we doing? Why are we also... Who else did they bench? They benched Fears. And, like, what are we doing here? What are we doing? Assuming that there's no benchings going on, I still think Queen's playable at 6.4K. No one's going to play him tomorrow. He should be a 7K player at this point. Fears is fine at 5.6K, just riskier now, obviously. I don't know if I'm going to necessarily want to chase the Bay game with Zion back. I will let the field do that. I'm not going to chase the Missy game. And I think it's mainly not much here. Like, Trey's playable. Zion at 8.2K. I love the spot there for him going up against Chicago, but no rebounds or assists. Definitely an outlier. I think he's my favorite play here. All right, let's move on to Houston. So Kevin Durant dealing with a personal matter. He is going to be out, I believe, right? Sunday and Wednesdays. Yeah, he is going to be out. Tari Eason is going to remain out 4 to 6 weeks. And we also have Steven Adams out. So, we can take a look at last game, their rotation. We got Sengun. Sengun's going to play 40. Amen's going to play 40. Okoji's going to be locked into decent minutes. And Reed Shepard's going to have to play all the minutes he can handle. We saw a lot of Aaron Holiday and then got blowout run. Steven Adams is also out, like I said. And then I'll talk about a sneaky play here in a second. So, I guess Houston could go small, but I still have some interest in Clint Capella at $3,000. But they could go small. That's definitely a possibility. But yeah, Sengun should be able to just dominate here. I absolutely love Sengun on this slate. I think Amen's a great play. He's still too cheap with no Kevin Durant. So no Tari Eason, no Steven Adams. Jabari Smith at 6.2K. If they're going to give him a run at the 5, say the Warriors go smaller and Houston goes smaller, and they're giving him a decent amount of run at the 5, where his rates are a lot better. No Kevin Durant. I think he's quite sneaky tomorrow as well. Reed Shepard's really solid play at 5.6K. He's going to have to play a ton. And then I don't mind a Koji. I don't. I think with no Adams, no Eason, no Kevin Durant, he's gonna have to play a decent bit. And then if you think they run Capella a decent amount, with like Capella. All right, Warriors. Draymond Green is probable. Yeah, tough spot here. I think with Draymond back, I'm off the bigs. Moses Moody's 5.2K. Pods is 5.8. I think it's mainly some interest in Butler, Steph, but I think I like some other plays personally. All right, last two games of the night. Spurs, Portland. Tough spot here. No Wemby, no Castle, no Harper. So same thing as always. Like Cornet's going to play mid-20s. Harrison Barnes going to play low 30s. Fox going to play low to mid-30s. Vassell, low 30s. Champ, 25 to 30. Sochan, low 20s. Keldon, 25 to 28. All right, looking at the price points. Like I said, Spot's not the best here, but De'Aaron Fox at 9.3K. I think I'd rather play like Fox over like a Steph, and that might be a contrarian take here. But I like the price point. Obviously, it gets a ton more usage with no Victor Wembanyama, no Castle. Has a better handling role as well. So I'm into Fox. I think Vassell's a good tournament play. Nobody's going to want to play him. He's been really bad fantasy-wise with all these guys out. As not bad, but like not as good as he should have been. So I'm into him in tournaments. Keldon has shown a massive ceiling and a minute ceiling as well. I still think 5.8K is a good price point for him. And then Luke Cornett, he's been underperforming in my opinion. Without Victor Wembanyama, he's normally about a fantasy point per minute guy. So I actually think he's fine. I don't mind it. I'm not going to play Barnes. Champ is solid. And I like Sochan at 4.2K too. And then Kelly Olynyk is playable. All right, let's move on to the Portland side of things. Scoot out, Drew Holiday out, and Shaedon Sharpe is listed as questionable. I would assume he's going to be out for tomorrow. So I think we're going to get the same rotation we've been getting. So if he's out for tomorrow, I think Caleb Love probably going to go over-owned at a $5,000 price point. Donovan Clingan at 5.9K. I like the spot a ton for him. I'm really into him. Jeremy Grant had a massive game last game. Feels like chasing, but playable. I love Denny at 9.5K. City Sissoko, how good did he do? No, I'm not going to play City Sissoko. And then Chris Murray will get more run if all those guys are out as well. 26 minutes last game. More of a large field tournament dart. And then if Sharpe's in, off the value entirely, Jeremy Grant's overpriced. Shaedon Sharpe himself will be underpriced as long as he's not on a limit. They were upticking his minutes limit before he got hurt, and I still love Denny. All right, last game of the night, guys. We just got news Grayson Allen is going to be out for tomorrow. We have Mark Williams going to be in for tomorrow, and Dunn is going to be out for tomorrow. So with no Grayson out, I feel like they might have to play Mark Williams a little bit more, but Sacramento could go smaller, so it's like a little bit riskier, I suppose. We can take a look at the rotation from last game. Dylan Brooks, where is he? Price 6-7. Played 31 minutes, lost minutes due to blowout. Mark Williams is out, so they started Nick Richards, Jordan Goodwin, Devin Booker, and then there was no Grayson Allen last game. He's out. He's going to be out once again here. All right, so Jordan Goodwin's been incredible outside of last game. I don't love the price point, though. I really like Royce O'Neal at 5.1K. It's just too cheap with no Grayson Allen. Dylan Brooks has a massive ceiling, but a low floor. And then I love Devin Booker at 9.2K. I think Devin Booker is one of my more favorite spend-ups on the board. And then Colin Gillespie is solid, but getting up there in price point. All right, no Sabonis. So like I said, they're going to start Eubanks. They're going to play Raynaud. They could go smaller. They close with Precious. So, like, it's kind of risky there with the bigs. I think Precious would be my favorite at 4.3K. They could also go smaller. They could play Keegan at the 5. Russell Westbrook at 8.3K. Getting up there in price point. Not going to be anywhere near a priority or an amazing play. I think I like the price point the most on Zach LaVine, even though he's been absolutely horrific. But I do like LaVine. DeMar's playable. Keegan's priced right. Not much here. Malik Monk at 4.4K I actually think is decent. I don't mind that. Did we get... I thought I saw, while I was recording this video, a Dennis Schroeder update. Did a Dennis Schroeder questionable tomorrow. So, if we get Dennis Schroeder out, I mean, Malik Monk's going to be a really, really good play at 4.4. Probably one of the better values that we went over. So, glad I saw that. And then Russell Westbrook's going to have to play a ton. And, I think that's it. Then Keon Ellis going to have to play a bit more as well. All right, that's going to do it, guys. Hope you guys had a great day. I will talk to y'all later.